The original Xbox felt like holding the future, bulky, confident, and utterly different. In an era defined by the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, Microsoft's big green box wasn't just another console, it was a statement of raw power. But hardware alone doesn't make a legend. What really made the Xbox were the new gaming experiences it unlocked. Today we're narrowing it down to 3 games that didn't just run on this console, they were the console. Now, these aren't just popular titles. To be on this list required a game to push the Xbox's power, make advancements in a genre, or deliver an experience you just couldn't get elsewhere. And that leads us directly to the foundation, Halo Combat Evolved. Its campaign was a masterclass in immersion and scale, but its true innovation was how it felt playing this legend for the very first time. Yet, for as much as Halo was about epic set-piece battles, the next game on our list offered the opposite, a vast, lonely world built for you to get utterly lost in. The Elder Scrolls III Morrowind was a landmark moment. It proved the Xbox could run a sprawling, complex PC-style RPG with unprecedented freedom. There were no quest markers, just a world to discover on your own terms. That feeling of being a lone agent in an unpredictable, harsh world connects perfectly to our final pick, which traded Morrowind's open fantasy for tense, shadow-filled corridors. I'm talking about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. Its revolutionary lighting wasn't just for show, it was the entire game. To understand why it was a technical marvel, we need to look at what the Xbox's hardware could uniquely achieve. Together, these 3 games, Halo, Morrowind, and Splinter Cell, showcase the Xbox's 3 core strengths: incredible graphics, deep experiences, and cinematic presentation. So, without further ado, let's get started in our exploration of these legendary games. I really hope you enjoy this compilation of the essential games on the original Xbox. When I first picked up Halo Combat Evolved on the original Xbox, I had absolutely no idea what I was in for. That first moment of stepping onto the Halo ring world with the sense of scale, the alien landscape, left me completely in awe. But it wasn't just the world itself. The epic battles that unfolded while fighting alongside the Space Marines as a super soldier were unlike anything I had ever seen before. From the intense firefights with the Covenant to defending humanity's last hope, every battle felt massive and the stakes were even higher. In this video, I'll take you through the highlights of that unforgettable first experience, reliving what made this game such a classic, and it's all right here. So join me in this retro gaming buff's throwback to my first impressions playing Halo on the original Xbox. November 15th, 2001, the Xbox launches in the US, and with it, a game developed by Bungie that changed everything. For many of us, this wasn't just a game, it was a whole new kind of interactive experience and the beginning of something we hadn't even known that we needed in gaming. Halo Combat Evolved was the new Xbox flagship title with its big-budget, story-driven FPS set in a gorgeous sci-fi universe. You play the role of a mega-enhanced and nearly unstoppable super soldier fighting against a hostile alien force as you uncover the mystery of the Halo-shaped ring world. And while we didn't know it at the time, Halo would forever alter the course of gaming history with the experiences it created due to its innovation and top-notch presentation standards. And the first step onto that ring, wow, I mean, just think about it. You've crashed onto this mysterious alien structure. And as you step out of your pod, you look up, and there it is, this colossal and possibly beautiful ring structure stretching across the sky. You can't help but think, what is this? Where did it come from? No game had ever made a world feel like this, believable. And it wasn't just different missions and levels. It wasn't only the scenic backdrops. The Halo itself was a living, breathing place. The huge waterfall, and the distant view of the Watcher below, leading up and around the ring, towering over you, was a sight to behold. I remember standing there, just staring off into the horizon, just you, the Spartan II, Master Chief, Petty Officer John 117, on this alien wonder. And after fighting off a dropship of Covenant forces and reuniting with your surviving battle brothers, you're given the ultimate new weapon of war, the Warthog. Perhaps one of the most iconic vehicles in gaming history that became a symbol of pure and unadulterated chaos. Even to this day, it's an absolute joy to drive, with the roaring sound of its beefy engine launching over hills in the game's bouncy gravity, while your passengers are talking smack, of course, and splattering grunts with some wicked power slides along the way. And let's be honest, we all spent a little too much time just joyriding. Who needed to save the human race after all, when you could just have fun screwing around in the Warthog, right? Now before we go on, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is always here for a quick retro gaming break whenever you need it. I appreciate your support, since it's the only way that YouTube will highlight my videos. But one of Halo's greatest strengths wasn't just about you being the hero, it was about being part of something bigger. And that feeling as you enter one of the game's epic set-piece battles, that you were just one part of the ongoing human Covenant war. Who could forget riding in on the Pelican for that beach landing on the Silent Cartographer? This level instantly immerses you into a chaotic battle with the sound of gunfire, explosions, and the rush of enemies, creating a visceral tension as you stomp your way up the beach, pushing forward with the UNSC Marines. These were your comrades. They didn't just follow you, they fought with you, yelling out orders, laying down cover and fire as you break through the enemy line, and even getting blown into the sky from a grenade that got too close. And let's not forget the Covenant. Every encounter felt like you were witnessing a sci-fi war epic, with the strange combination of the enemy creatures like the elites, who commanded packs of those little helpless grunts as their cannon fodder. It wasn't just you as the sole Spartan, it was you, your Marines, and the feeling that every firefight was part of something much bigger. From small skirmishes to full-on assaults, Halo made every battle feel like an important chapter in a grand story.
Careful! Area secure. All hostiles have been eliminated. Affirmative. Echo 419 inbound. Somebody order a Warthog.
One of my favorite parts of the game was the heavy armor brought into the fight by both sides. That's right, I'm talking about the UNSC's Scorpion tank. Oh man, what a brute! And once you battened down the hatch to get behind the controls, you felt like you could punch a hole through the space-time of the universe itself with the power it gives you. Whether crushing ghosts under your treads, or firing armor-piercing shells and ripping banshees to shreds, nothing, and I mean nothing, stood in your way. Sure, you could be tactical, or you could just plow through everything in sight. Guess which one most of us chose. It's still hard to beat the feeling of driving this absolute beast through enemy lines, leaving a trail of destruction behind you. And while hijacking the Covenant's equally terrifying Wraith tank and turning it against the enemy with its explosive plasma fireballs was always good fun, I preferred blowing them up into burning piles of scrap with the mighty Spanker bazooka.
That was mine!
And it's okay, you know you did too. Real quick, if you enjoy this content, I've put a link in the description below of a playlist of all of my other videos that you might also enjoy. So check it out and stick around for a while. That SR-S99S2 sniper rifle wasn't just a weapon, it was an instrument of deadly precision. It's a devastatingly powerful, semi-automatic cannon with exceptionally long-range accuracy for precision shots. The rifle is equipped with a scope that allows players to pick off enemies from a distance, even in the dark, which gave you a tactical advantage in taking down high-priority targets, such as elites or jackals, from an insane distance. The iconic sound of the rifle's booming shot and its distinct design make it one of the most memorable weapons in the series. And when you lined up that perfect headshot on an elite, waiting for the right moment, and the shot landed, it just felt spot on. The satisfaction of pulling off the perfect sniper ambush in Halo is when this game really hits you right in the feels. And as a perfect backdrop throughout all the action, we can't forget the music. Whether racing across the battlefield in the Warthog, stalking the Covenant through the cover of night, or fighting your way through the enemy ship Truth and Reconciliation, the music set the tone for every moment. That choir, those drums, and the classical orchestra touch gave it a real weight and stature. It also had a sort of an ancient and primal feeling to it that didn't just accompany the action, but defined it. Every battle, every escape, every soaring moment was accompanied by that music. It made you feel like you were part of something legendary. Even today, hearing that theme hits like a freight train of nostalgia, taking you back to that first time you ever stepped foot onto this alien world. So Halo Combat Evolved wasn't just a game. It was a unique moment with an indescribable feeling that I could never have expected. Something that just had to be experienced to be understood. A first-of-its-kind adventure that set a new high-water mark for pretty much everything that followed. For those of us who played it back when it was first released on the original Xbox, we'll never look at rings the same way again. But that's just what I think. What was your favorite Halo memory? Drop a comment below, and don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more feel-good gaming throwbacks. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out, reminding you to keep your games old school. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Did you ever stop for a moment when playing Morrowind and just take in the stunning locations? The island of Vardenfell, a land of towering mushrooms, ancient ruins, and giant cities, is a breathtaking and mysterious region in Tamriel. For the adventurous traveler, no journey is complete without witnessing its surreal landscapes and delving into the lore behind its wonders. Every corner of Morrowind offers something unforgettable, and in this video, we'll embark on a visual journey through the game's most captivating locations, uncovering the details that make them unforgettable. Our expedition begins in the awe-inspiring Vivec City, a grand metropolis built upon a series of massive cantons rising out of the water. Named after the living god Vivec, this city is a testament to Dunmeri ingenuity. The city is a collection of 9 artificial islands, each a separate district housed in multi-tiered buildings the size of a small town. Numerous bridges and walkways between the cantons form a maze that could be intimidating for new arrivals. Water is the dominant element throughout the architecture, present even inside. The entire city of Vivec is considered a holy place and is home to the Lord Vivec himself. The High Fane is at the heart of the Tribunal Temple, and the city is policed by special guards drawn from the militant order of the temple, the Ordinators. The Palace of Vivec gleams with golden adornments, while the foreign quarter bustles with merchants and travelers from across Tamriel. But the most striking sight of all is Bar Dao, more commonly known as the Ministry of Truth, a massive, hollowed-out rock suspended impossibly above the city, a grim reminder of the divine punishment that looms over the faithful. According to legend, Vivec himself halted its fall, leaving it frozen in time hanging above the city as a reminder that if its people ever ceased to love him, the massive boulder would fall and destroy them. Before we pack up and move on to our next destination, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is always here for a quick retro gaming break, whenever you need it. I appreciate your support, since it's the only way YouTube will highlight my videos and help my channel to grow. Leaving the city behind, we venture north into the ashy wasteland toward the Ghost Fence, an immense shield wall surrounding the crater of the Red Mountain. Created to contain the Blight and Corpus monsters, it's sustained by the Tribunal's combined powers. Its massive pillars channel the holy energies of the Tribunal and the spirits of the deceased, converting them into a great, impenetrable shield. Beyond the fence, the land is twisted and hostile, proof of the dark god Dagoth Ur's power. After braving our way through the intense dust storms, the Ghost Gate appears like a mirage and is a welcome respite from the harsh elements. The Ghost Gate itself is a large tribunal temple, with contingents of both buoyant armigers and ordinators. The 2 towers of Ghost Gate, called Dusk and Dawn respectively, were constructed after the War of the First Council as one of the many defenses against the evils of Dagoth Ur. This oasis against the brutality of the Red Mountain is a welcome place of safety for travelers to heal before their onward journey into the heart of the Red Mountain to Dagoth-Ur's sanctum itself. Traveling a short distance westward, we arrive at Alderun, a city unlike any other. Here, the great houses have built their homes within the colossal hollowed-out shell of a long-dead emperor land crab known as Scar, its massive carapace serving as the roof of the Redorun City Hall. The interior is a labyrinth of chitin and resin, lit by the warm glow of lanterns. Outside, the wind howls across the ash plains as the weather in Alderun is under heavy influence of the nearby Red Mountain, and daily ash storms bring the threat of the blight right to the doorstep. Guard towers overlook the city, and the guards, clad in traditional bone mold armor, are always on alert to kill the occasional stray cliff racer. We continue our journey deep within the northern Ashlands region to a hidden cave of profound significance, the Cavern of the Incarnate. The cavern is located in the Valley of the Wind, a J-shaped voyada, and can only be entered when Azure Star is visible at dusk and dawn. This sacred site is the resting place of failed Nerovarine candidates, their mortal remains formed in a circle within this holy grotto. The air is thick with the weight of prophecy, and ghostly voices murmur forgotten oaths. At the cavern center is the statue of Azura, where you obtain the ring, Moon and Star, a powerful artifact necessary to complete the main quest. Upon taking the ring, Azura unveils a vision of your path ahead to become the true Nerovarine. The spectral apparitions then appear of the 6 failed incarnates, with whom you can converse and hear their tales. Standing in this hallowed ground puts you at the crossroads of destiny, where the past and the future collide. Before we continue, if you enjoy this video, I've put a link in the description below of a playlist of all of my other content that you might also enjoy, so check it out and stick around for a while. Next, we set sail far to the eastern coast, where the Telvanni wizard lords rule from their towering organic spires in Sadrith Mora, which is Dark Elvish for Forest of the Mushrooms. This is the district seat of the House Telvanni and home of the Telvanni Council. The most impressive structure is Tel Naga, a colossal fungal tower where the reclusive Master Naloth conducts his arcane experiments. The air here is scented with fungal spores, and the glow of bioluminescent plants casts an eerie light on the winding pathways. While visitors are technically not supposed to travel beyond the gateway into the city, nobody really seems to mind. Anyone will serve you, albeit a bit tersely. One place where foreigners are especially welcomed is at the Imperial Fort, Wolverine Hall, just to the south. Before moving on to our final destination, throughout your travels you'll undoubtedly observe that Morrowind is chock full of beauty in its unscripted, spontaneous moments that just happen organically and make the world feel alive. Whether it's watching the first light of dawn slowly stretch over the jagged horizon, bathing the alien landscape in soft amber hues, or hearing the symphonic score rise up to a majestic crescendo as you traverse the vast, untamed wilderness, the world constantly surprises with its innate beauty. These unplanned, yet somehow perfectly timed moments create a sense of immersion that's a sight to behold. It's the quiet awe of witnessing a howling ash storm pass through the volcanic lands, or the peace of standing still as the wind rustles through the towering mushrooms of the fungal forests. Even the sound of rain and thunder create a feeling of loneliness and isolation when exploring far from civilization. In Morrowind, these unpredictable interactions between the environment, music, and your very presence make every journey feel uniquely personal. There's also something captivating about watching the moons rise over the horizon as night falls. As the twin moons, Maser and Secunda, slowly climb into the inky sky, the quiet of the night is broken only by the hum of distant wind, while the ambient music swells into a delicate, orchestral lullaby, perfectly matching the tranquil mood. These fleeting moments form a perfect harmony and wonder, and seem as if the world itself is pausing to breathe, and make every nightfall in Morrowind worth treasuring. No pilgrimage through Morrowind is complete without a visit to the Shrine of Azura, the Daedric Prince of Dawn and Dusk. Located on the southeastern tip of Ardenfell, one of the few Daedric shrines that is still perfectly intact. Perched atop a peak jutting out of the surrounding waters, the shrine is a breathtaking sight, a glorious monument to Azura herself, arms outstretched, holding the sun and moon as if blessing the land below. Pilgrims whisper that Azura watches over her followers from here, and those who offer prayers at her shrine may receive visions of fate yet to come. It's a long journey indeed to this remote shrine, which requires some climbing and swimming to reach, so levitation or water walking spells will be most helpful. If you activate the statue of Azura inside the shrine, you'll be given a quest to earn Azura's Star, a precious and reusable soul gem. As we conclude our sightseeing tour from the divine heights of Vivec City to the haunted wastes of Red Mountain, Vardenfell is a land of contrasts, beautiful yet perilous, ancient yet ever-changing. Each location tells a story, whether through the whispers of the ghost fence, the peaceful gaze of Azura's shrine, or the echoing prophecies in the cavern of the Incarnate. For those brave enough to explore its depths, Morrowind offers unforgettable sights, landscapes, and ethereal moments unlike anywhere else in Tamriel. So pack your supplies, ready your spells, and set forth. Adventure awaits in the strangest and most wondrous land of all. What other sites and places in Vardenfell do you think are worth revisiting? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your views. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And if you're new here, I'd like to welcome you to the channel and invite you to subscribe for more feel-good retro gaming content. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out, reminding you to keep your games old school. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Remember the feeling of being completely immersed in a new console generation? That period in the early 2000s was a strange and exciting time. We had left the blocky, colorful worlds of the 32-bit era behind and stepped into a new age of hard drives, Dolby digital sound, and online play. But with all that new power, a question lingered. What would a mature, sophisticated game on this hardware even look like? We had plenty of sci-fi shooters and fantasy RPGs, but the world of gritty, modern-day espionage was still largely the domain of movies and paperback novels. Then, in late 2002, a game emerged from the shadows, not with the roar of a rocket launcher, but with the quiet click of a suppressed pistol. It was a game that didn't just use the Xbox's power for bigger explosions, but to create a deeper darkness. That game was Splinter Cell. And over 2 decades later, its legacy is not just one of nostalgia, but of a design philosophy that feels almost revolutionary today. To understand Splinter Cell, you have to understand the landscape it was born into. The stealth genre at that point was almost synonymous with one game: Metal Gear Solid. Hideo Kojima's masterpiece was operatic, flamboyant, and deeply Japanese in its storytelling and mechanics. It was a brilliant game, but it was a specific flavor of stealth. On the other side, you had the Thief series from Looking Glass Studios, which established the first-person tenets of light, sound, and shadow. When Ubisoft's Montreal studio set out to create their own spy thriller, they weren't just trying to copy these giants. They were looking to create something grounded in a near-future reality, something that felt plausible and technologically advanced. The Tom Clancy brand at the time was a seal of approval for this kind of techno-thriller authenticity. The team took the core ideas of light and sound from Thief and translated them into a third-person perspective, but they went much, much further. They built a game entirely around the idea of being a ghost, where the environment itself was your primary tool and your most dangerous adversary. This wasn't just about avoiding cone of vision sightlines, it was about becoming one with the darkness. At the heart of this experience is Sam Fisher. In this first outing, he's not yet the weary, wisecracking veteran he would become. He's a professional, seasoned NSA operative, pulled back into the field for a desperate, deniable mission. His voice, provided by Michael Ironside, is a crucial piece of the puzzle. Ironside didn't give Sam a typical action hero bravado. There's a gravelly, world-weary cynicism in his delivery. A man who has seen too much, but is too good at his job to walk away. Every line of dialogue, every quiet grunt as he pulls himself up a pipe, sells the reality of his character. He feels like a real person doing an impossibly dangerous job. And to do that, he is equipped with what felt at the time like the spy gadget wish list of every kid from the 80s. The iconic trifocal goggles are the centerpiece. With the click of a button, you could cycle through different vision modes, including normal night vision that turns the darkest night into a bright green world, and a special thermal infrared view for tracking enemies through walls and smoke. These made the darkness your greatest ally, giving you a nearly unstoppable advantage over your adversaries. But the gadgets didn't stop there. The Sticky Shocker was a silent, non-lethal takedown tool from a distance. The wall mine was a clever distraction and area denial device. You had a laser mic for eavesdropping on distant conversations and optical cables to peek under doors. Every piece of equipment had a tangible purpose, and mastering their use was the key to survival. It was a toolkit for manipulation and infiltration. The true star of Splinter Cell, however, isn't Sam or his gadgets. It's the lighting engine. The game was built on a modified version of the Unreal Engine, and man did it provide an upgrade to the visuals. For those of us who lived through this era, the leap in dynamic lighting was nothing short of breathtaking. This wasn't just pre-baked shadows on a texture. This was a real-time, fully interactive system. You could shoot out a light bulb with a silenced pistol, and watch as the room plunged into darkness, the guards reacting with confusion and alarm. You could use a light switch to momentarily blind an enemy, creating a split-second opening. The game gave you a real-time light meter on your HUD, a simple gauge that became your most important piece of information. Seeing that bar drop to 0 as you crouched in a corner was a visceral feeling of safety. The sound design was its equal partner in crime. The game required you to manage your movement speed meticulously. Running on concrete made a racket, while moving slowly on a carpet was nearly silent. The audio visualization in the HUD, showing the noise you were making, taught you to move with intention. You learned to listen to the guards, to their idle chatter, their footsteps, the changes in their tone as they shifted from calm to suspicious to actively hunting you. The tension came from the crunch of your own footsteps on gravel, or a panicked call for help by a guard who just found a body you left behind. The levels in Splinter Cell were not mere hallways to run through. They were intricate, multi-path puzzles built by an architect who understood verticality and player agency. Let's take a mission like the CIA headquarters level. This was a masterclass in environmental design, infiltrating the very heart of the intelligence agency. A place designed to be impenetrable felt like the ultimate challenge. You weren't just avoiding guards. You were navigating laser grids, security cameras, and pressure-sensitive floors. The game forced you to think in 3 dimensions. The solution to a problem was rarely right in front of you. It was above you, in the air ducts and ceiling pipes. It was below you, in the maintenance tunnels. You could use a zip line to cross a vast atrium, or a rappel rope to descend silently past a patrol. This level design respected your intelligence. It presented you with a fortified space and a suite of tools, and let you figure out your own way through. There was the constant risk-reward calculus at play. Do you take the time to hide every body, knowing it reduces the chance of an alarm, but increases your exposure? Do you use a non-lethal takedown, or simply slip past entirely? This was a game that rewarded patience, observation, and methodical planning over brute force. Getting spotted wasn't just a minor setback. It often meant a swift and fatal failure. forcing you to reload and rethink your entire approach. It's impossible to talk about Splinter Cell without acknowledging its role as a defining Xbox exclusive. While it did eventually come to other platforms, it was on the Xbox that the game truly sang. The console's built-in hard drive eliminated the texture pop-in and long load times that plagued prior consoles. This was a significant innovation, as it was the first gaming console to include a built-in hard drive as a standard feature that allowed for caching data to reduce the load times and allowed developers to push game updates and patches to your installed game. It also boasted a powerful, for the time, NVIDIA GPU that created the stunning lighting and shadow effects to run with fewer compromises. And then there was the sound. Supporting Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound, Splinter Cell was an auditory revelation. You could hear the direction of the footsteps, the rustle of a guard in the next room, the hum of a server rack behind you. This wasn't just an aesthetic upgrade, it was a gameplay one. It allowed you to track enemy movements through sound alone, to know when it was safe to move from your hiding spot. This game was a technical showcase, a statement piece that demonstrated the raw power of Microsoft's new console wasn't just for spectacle, but for actually deepening the immersion of gameplay mechanics in a way that hadn't been seen before. Looking back from today's perspective, Splinter Cell's influence was massive. It didn't create a new wave of clones in the same way that, say, a Souls-like game would, but its DNA is scattered throughout the industry. You can feel its emphasis on light and shadow in the Batman Arkham series. Its approach to methodical, player-driven problem-solving and level design is an ancestor to games like Dishonored and the most recent Hitman series. It helped prove that there was a massive audience for a slower, more cerebral type of action game, one where intellect was more important than reflexes. Yet, in another way, Splinter Cell feels like a relic of a bygone era. It's an unapologetically single-player experience, with a focus on tight, authored levels, rather than truly open worlds. It's a game that is often brutally difficult and punishing of mistakes, refusing to hold the player's hand. And in an age of guided experiences and constant checkpoints, Splinter Cell's demand for perfection and its willingness to let you fail spectacularly feels almost radical. It respects your time by not making things easier, but by making your success feel truly earned. So what is it about Splinter Cell that still captivates us 20 years later? It's not just the nostalgia of remembering that first time you hid in a shadow, your light meter hitting 0, your heart pounding as a guard's flashlight beam swept inches from your hiding spot. It's the enduring power of a game that was built on a cohesive, singular vision. Every element, from the voice acting to the lighting engine, from the gadget design to the level layout, served the core fantasy of being a lone operative skulking around in the dark. It was a game that asked you to be smart, to be patient, and to be silent. In a modern gaming landscape that often feels loud, overwhelming, and desperate for your attention, returning to the quiet, tense, and brilliantly crafted world of Splinter Cell isn't just a trip down memory lane. It's a reminder of a different kind of power fantasy. Not one of unstoppable strength, but of perfect execution. The power of being a ghost, leaving nothing behind but the faint echo of a mission accomplished. But that's just what I think. What's your take on Splinter Cell? How does it stack up to Metal Gear Solid? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your views. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed the video. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I'd like to invite you to subscribe for more feel-good retro gaming content. Alright my friends, this is the Retro Gaming Boss signing out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.